India is an adventurous paradise. You head out for a holiday, which quickly turns into a survival situation. A dream turns into a nightmare.
I'm thirsty, I'm tired, I'm hungry and I'm lost.
Shelter, water and food become a priority. A fire to keep you warm. But how? I'm Chandan Lahiri from OTA Survival School. I'll give you some tips and show you some tricks to use in a self-reliant situation. Do not think problems can only happen to other people. It can happen to you. Do you know who is one of your best friends when you're out in the wilderness? It's not a person. It's something that's in your gear and something that you should carry all the time. And that is a good knife. But you need to know how to use a knife and how to protect it so that it remains your friend for a long time. And there are right ways of using a knife and wrong ways of using a knife. So here we have a portion of a tree. And let's assume that we need this long pole for something, maybe setting up a squirrel pole or maybe building a teepee or a debris shelter or something like that. So all these branches need to get cut. These are easier to cut. So just take your knife out, and if you just snip it, this will come off. Now let's take something like this. Now, a common mistake people would make to cut this branch off is to strike it from here. Now what will happen with that is, I need this long pole, but when I'm striking it here, if I get my angle wrong, it will start snipping off from here. And when I take this branch off, this longer branch will splice from here. That's not what I want. What I want is this length. So instead of hitting it at the acute angle of a protruding branch, which you don't want, instead of hitting it from here, you need to hit it from here. So even if you get your angle wrong, what will happen? It will not splice through this. Let us assume that I need to cut a thickish branch, something like this. And I need to cut off lengths of it to put in my fire or to build my shelter. Now what many people would do is take the knife out and go whack, whack, whack straight down. That's a perfect way of ensuring that you blunt your knife blade. The grains of the wood are running along the length of the branch. If you're hitting it straight, the amount of pressure that you're putting on your knife blade is far, far higher. It'll blunt very, very quickly. So what you need to do is hit it at an angle, like so. That way, you're hitting almost along the grains, and the knife will go in much easier, like so. As you can see, I've already gone inside. But if I were to do this, nothing much has happened. So never ever use your knife vertically down on a piece of wood. Always use it at an angle. Let us assume that we need to split a log of wood. Maybe slightly thicker than this, but as an example, let's take this. So what I need to do is keep whacking it here and then split it vertically downwards. Once I've gone about 4, 5, 6 inches, it'll be very difficult for me to keep angling it down into that same groove, and the knife would be inside. Then what I would probably do is beat it down with my hand and then find that's too much effort. It's hurting my hands. It's very easy to pick up a piece of rock, something like this, put it in and hammer the knife down. Don't do that. That's one sure way of blunting your knife. Never ever use a rock on your knife. What you can do, however, is to take another piece of wood, and once you have got the knife inside, take the other piece of wood and bang it on the knife blade. That is called batoning, and that will not dull your knife. Take care of your knife and it will take care of you. Don't settle for cheap alternatives. A cheap alternative and you're probably in for a lot of trouble. And trouble, it can happen to you. Learn to adapt, improvise, innovate, and overcome. To learn more tips and tricks, visit this site. I'm Chandan Lahiri, and I hope to see you soon at the OTA Survival School. Leave nothing but footprints. Bring back nothing but memories.